Hey folks, how's it going? Dr. Spin. In my quest to find my favorite albums of 2021, I've been going through this bracketed elimination and sharing them out with you, seeing what you think. At the end of this video, I'm going to have clips up from each of these artists. You tell me what you think after you listen to a couple of them. Okay, so today I've got Eyck Eversines' Waves LP versus Squarepusher's Feed Me Weird Things. Squarepusher's Feed Me Weird Things is a 1996 album, very rave-adjacent type music, electronica, but particularly considering it was made in 1996, a really innovative album, kind of sits at the crossroads of jazz fusion and EDM music. And a lot of the music I think that spooled out after this album are things that are still really relevant today. Again, Flying Lotus is a great example of that. He's another guy that kind of inhabits this space between jazz fusion and hip-hop DJ style music. Let's look at that in comparison to Eyck Eversines. All theremin and voice, processed through Ableton. And of course, Eyck is a contemporary theremin player, and Eversines is this kind of producer artist that collaborated with her on it. It's not like she made this recording and then he went and produced it. They collaborated on it. And the result is these really dense loops and kaleidoscopic interactions that makes this album, I think, really special and pretty magical overall. And what to do here? Well, it's a little tricky again because you got two different iterations of electronic style music. The Squarepusher album is particularly considering it was 1996, is a really killer piece of work. And it's actually one that, as I've been listening to it more just this last week, it started to kind of click with me more, a little bit more than it had in the past. I think the album has a little bit of a pacing issue because it's a rave-adjacent album, because it's mainly made like for the dance floor, unless this is the culture that generated it. Sometimes the listening experience can feel a little bit overlong, especially as this album has a lot of bonus tracks on it. And Eyck's album, I think, is very compact, but says a whole lot in that space. And so this particular album, I'm going to give this one to Eyck Eversines. I really love this album. It really has some mesmerizing things going on with it that I can't ignore. But because Squarepusher is an album that I listened to in November, I have the ability to punt. So you'll be seeing this album again late spring in a final elimination round before next year's top 10. Give another chance to kind of gestate in my mind and get my mind around it. I just don't feel like I spent enough time with this album to really get out of it what I wanted to. And this is a perfect example of when I would do this. So I'd punt forward and maybe think about what would happen with this album a little bit later on. So agree, disagree? Let me know down below. Like and subscribe, share the video out with your friends if you want to know more of these are going to happen. And until I see you next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.